Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Radical Truth the Pilot, a progressive news show with Let's BS3. I am your host, Marlon Clyburn, along with Tracy Carlson of Tracy Cardia Media LLC. And today, as you see from the title, we're finally going to get to the story of Tucker Carlson getting fired from Fox. And we'll take even a closer look into recent news of Montana banning TikTok. How? I have no idea, but they did. How's everything going, Tracy?
Oh, it's going.
You and your 2 naps.
Oh, yeah, they were good too.
I don't even know how you do 2. I don't even know how you take 2 naps.
You take one at 4,
Mhm.
and 3 hours later, you take another one.
Okay. Well, without further ado, let's get this party started. So we was talking about this last night about what we was going to do today and this reasoning Fox gave for firing Tucker Carlson. I only saw 3 personally. The original one was, hey, you lost us $800 million to Dominican for this, cause of this lawsuit of defamation. That was the original thought. But there is another 2 other reasons for it. We're going to look at the first one. We're going to give our points of view. We're going to look at the second one, give our points of view. And then I and Tracy is going to give us what we feel is the reason why he got fired. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first reason. And mind you, this is Fox's reasoning for doing it. This is what they're saying is the reason that they did it. So let's look at the first one.
This culture of debasement and violence, that seems to be the halo effect of the Trump years. And if you want yet another example of it, look no further than the freshly fired Fox News host, Tucker Carlson. Tonight, the New York Times has new details about what led to the network's breakup with Carlson. According to the Times, the Fox board of directors found more embarrassing private text messages and videos unearthed as part of discovery in the Dominion voting systems case. Dominion lawyers plan to pin Tucker Carlson down on the messages that were most demeaning toward women, including ones that referred to women, both guests and executives, using the C word. The Times also obtained a video of Carlson off camera discussing his, quote, postmenopausal fans and whether they would approve of how he looked on air. In another video, Carlson is overheard describing a woman he finds yummy. That kind of locker room talk posed a threat to Fox News.
That is so, but that's a lie. That's not why they fired him.
Okay, so you're not buying that's what.
I don't buy that for, if that's true, I got 4 planets for sale. Mars, Venus, Neptune, and Uranus. 4 for $1.
Puff made it a few minutes late, but I made it. Hey, Mickey,
Mickey.
don't rush to get here. Please don't rush. But thank you for coming. I agree. Sorry, but I why am I sorry? I agree that I'm not buying that as the reason for doing it at all. I'm going to go ahead and give you a spoiler right now. None of the reasons I think Fox did it, the reason is that they give for firing Tucker, I think none of them are true. But we're going to go through them still. But I don't think none of them is true. And all the reason I even say that is because he's been doing that for years. So even if you were saying this is the reason why, well, you let that reason go on for years. You let it go on for years. Like, it ain't just like all of a sudden he started doing this last year and now you discovered that you knew who he was. You know exactly who Tucker is. And you kept Tucker for that reason because he was making you money. But I don't want to get too much into a spoiler. I want to wait till the last one to give you my real reasoning why. Two reasons. So let's get into the second reason that Fox is giving for firing Tucker Carlson.
George, good morning to you. The text message obtained by the New York Times from Tucker Carlson is racially charged, and it does appear to have set in motion both his firing from Fox News and the network's decision to settle with Dominion voting systems. Overnight, the New York Times published a text message from Tucker Carlson to one of his producers, sent the day after the January 6th attack at the Capitol. Carlson described a video he had seen in which a group of Trump supporters had attacked someone he called an Antifa kid. It was 3 against 1 at least, he wrote. Jumping a guy like that is dishonorable, obviously. It's not how white men fight. The message continues, I found myself rooting for the mob against the man, hoping they'd hit him harder, kill him. Carlson wrote, I could taste it. Then the message said, an alarm went off. I'm becoming something I don't want to be. The message surfaced as part of Dominion's defamation lawsuit against Fox News. A redacted version appears in public court filings, but the Times reports members of Fox's board of directors became aware of the unredacted version on the eve of trial and were so alarmed by Carlson's views on violence and racial superiority, they took steps to investigate Carlson and settle the case for nearly $800 million. 6 days later, Fox News fired its highest-rated host. Fox News did not respond to our request for comment this morning. Tucker Carlson has not commented on this text message, but the decision by Fox News to settle with Dominion kept him off the witness stand where, George, he could have been confronted with the text message and its inflammatory sentiments about violence and race.
Okay, before you say anything, Tracy, before you say
Mhm.
anything, I wanted everybody to hear the full text instead of bits and pieces of it. Brian Tyler Cohen, I appreciate the man. Go check out his shows. He's really, really good. And he got a hold of the whole text. So here is the whole text of what Tucker Carlson sent out to his producers or whoever.
A couple of weeks ago, I was watching video of people fighting on the street in Washington. A group of Trump guys surrounded an Antifa kid and started pounding the living shit out of him. It was 3 against 1 at least. Jumping a guy like that is dishonorable, obviously. It's not how white men fight. Yet suddenly I found myself rooting for the mob against the man, hoping they'd hit him harder, kill him. I really wanted them to hurt the kid. I could taste it. Then somewhere deep in my brain, an alarm went off. This isn't good for me. I'm becoming something I don't want to be. The Antifa creep is a human being, much as I despise what he says and does, much as I'm sure I'd hate him personally if I knew him. I shouldn't gloat over his suffering. I should be bothered by it. I should remember that somewhere somebody probably loves this kid and would be crushed if he was killed. If I don't care about those things, if I reduce people to their politics, how am I better than he is?
So that's the whole text. And those are the third reasoning behind it. So Tracy, I'll go ahead, let you discuss what was said, and then I want you to give us the real reason you feel Tucker was fired.
Those are not the reasons he was fired. It's really, really, really simple. He made a pass at the boss's wife. Boss didn't appreciate it, let him go. Now, those are contributing factors, but those aren't the reasons why he was fired.
Where did you hear that he made a pass at the boss's wife?
That's been everywhere.
No, I haven't heard that anywhere.
Oh boy, you must not have paid any attention.
What, the Facebook?
Facebook, newsfeed.
I ain't heard that anywhere. Thank you, Foxy. Finna Google it. I agree too. They're okay with supporting and proving serial sexual molester and Trump. So Tucker words are small time. Yep. Not how white men fight. Our army used to invite the indigenous to the fort for peace talks. When the chief and warriors were arrived, the army swept into the village to murder the women, children, and elderly. Yeah, that's exactly how they fight.
That's exactly how they fight.
That's exactly how they fight.
And neither side is ever going to tell the. Well, let me back up. Tucker's going to tell the real reason. Well, his version of it.
Now that I believe too. And yes, I believe it's going to be his version of it. Here's my reasoning. And it's twofold. One, yeah, because you lost them almost $800 million. And they try to protect you, and while protecting you, it lost them almost $800 million. They have no problem. And the proof is in the pudding with all these videos and all these text messages, everything else. They're fine with you doing these things because what you was doing was making them money. But now what you are doing is losing them money. Now, don't get me wrong. I have a strange feeling that it may have been a behind stage communication that they may have made with Dominicans saying, oh, by the way, not only do I want the almost $800 million, I want him fired. Don't know. Nothing has been written. That's just me saying what I think. The second reason I think so, and Bo the Fifth Column said a little bit better, is that Murdoch, how he put it, remember those old-timey cowboy movies or gangster movies or things like that when the guy would walk into the room or whatever and he says, who's in charge here? And the guy would lift his hand and go, that'll be me. And then the guy would shoot him and go, I'll repeat myself, who's in charge here? Rupert Murdoch felt like he's not, Fox News is not Rupert Murdoch's company, it's Tucker Carlson's company. And this was a shot across the bow going, no, this is my company. That everything that you've ever gotten, your money, your bit of celebrity, bit of politics, was because of me. And this is a shot to not only just to Tucker, but to everybody else of saying, do not ever think you will ever be as big as Fox. And the only way you're going to do that is to fire your most highest rating host. Loose of a better term. I don't even know what else to call them. Host of the show. This is my company. It isn't yours. So that's my reasoning for it. Fossey, did you find anything about Okay, he's still looking. Okay,
It's there. Trust me, it's there.
sounds just like Trump people. Everybody knows it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. How could you miss it?
Wait a minute. What's his ex-wife's name? Jerry Hall. Yep, type Tucker Carlson Jerry Hall, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Tucker Carlson Jerry Hall
With an I.
Jerry with an I. Well, that's tacky. Jerry Curl. All right, so while we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and move it to, well, we're going to have so much doggone time. I might as well knock out darn near all the rest of the MIDA hoes. You looking it up to yourself now?
No, I'm gonna give y'all the exact link.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the next story then while everybody's looking that up. Montana has decided to ban TikTok.
Tonight, TikTok users fighting for their territory in Montana. 5 of them filing suit to block the statewide ban signed by Governor Greg Gianforte yesterday. Gianforte calling it the most decisive action of any state to protect Montanans' private data. The bill will take effect in January, and while it threatens to fine TikTok $10,000 a day for each violation of the ban and instructs app stores not to offer TikTok in Montana, enforcement details are otherwise vague.
I like being a voice for my state.
Christian Poole says he earns a modest side income as the unofficial Montana ambassador for more than 400,000 followers.
There being more cows than people here in Montana.
But he says driving out of state to use the app is not realistic.
I'm not entirely sure it'd be like super worth it taking like a possible 2-hour drive just to post.
Meanwhile, a TikTok spokesperson tells NBC News that Montanans can continue using TikTok as we continue working to defend the rights of our users. And in congressional testimony last month, its CEO insisted TikTok is not controlled by China.
The bottom line is this: American data stored on American soil by an American company, overseen by American personnel.
The ACLU, meanwhile, says there's no public evidence of harm that justifies a ban. But the ban does not mention specific national security threats and may be vulnerable, experts say, on First Amendment grounds.
As Congress now weighs the possibility of a federal ban, Montana's ban creates a complicated new landscape for TikTok and the likelihood of more legal battles on the horizon. Lester?
And Jake, tell us about fallout. There's been a new Supreme Court ruling on massive social media companies.
That's right. Plaintiffs from that case had hoped to hold Twitter accountable for social media posts by users promoting terrorist ideology. But it seems that the legal protection social media companies enjoy under Section 230 remains as strong as ever.
Okay, so let me break this down a little bit. They're banning TikTok in Montana. It's supposed to start January 2024. They're not giving the reason why other than the same old spew of China is using TikTok to get information from American citizens. They didn't say that was a national threat, anything like that. They're just saying they're protecting Montanians. Meanwhile, they ain't saying jack squat about Twitter. Oh, I'm sorry, because Twitter is American owned, and they can spew as much hate-filled white supremacist jargon that they want to over there, but that's not dangerous. No, it's TikTok, called China. And if it wasn't China, it would have been Russia. And if it wasn't Russia, it would have been Venezuela. And if it wasn't Venezuela, it would have been Antifa. You just, put in whatever word would just irk people. But that's my time. Man, to update everybody, there's already 3 lawsuits on there. Already 3 lawsuits against Montana for it. And of course, it's because of the First Amendment. You can't do it. Be honest with you, I think they know that they can't do it. This is one of those things where I'm just going to throw some stuff out there to look like the tough Republican who's protecting their thing, all the while using a scare tactic to scare people so you can look over here, don't look at what I'm doing. I know it ain't gonna pass, but it'll buy us enough time to go do other crap. On the national front, they was trying to do it too anyway. So Montana, and keep in mind what the person said reporting this, is the first state to do it. There's going to be more states that's going to come along and try to do this way before January. Tracy?
This is about the stupidest thing. I've heard a lot of stupid things that Republicans have done. But this has got to be the you're gonna lose this in court. Well, wait a minute, let me back up. Because maybe they won't. Now I'm sitting here thinking about it. Look at the makeup of the Supreme Court. It's mostly conservative. It's like what, 6-3?
Yeah.
They could say, hey, Montana isn't exactly right. Although that would be like strange, but hey, the courts have done strange things before. This and then they'll campaign on this. We protected your information. It's a free social media app. What do you think they're doing with your information? When you get a free Gmail account, what do you think they're doing with your information? When you get an Outlook account, a Yahoo, doesn't matter. They're selling your information. That's what they do. And to not even give a reason, it's just like, they didn't even try to make up anything. They're just like,
no, they're telling you they're doing it.
Yeah,
they're telling you they're doing it.
Why? We don't know. Because we said so. What? This is going to go to court, but unfortunately, I think it's, and I want to be wrong, but I think it's going to stand.
I don't think it will. I think
because that court, if it goes to the Supreme Court, I could see it happening.
See, I don't think it's going to happen. Now, don't get me wrong. I surely feel like I will be more scared if it make it to the Supreme Court. So I understand exactly what you're saying, Tracy. Trust me, I really do believe everything that you're saying. I would be scared if it make it to the Supreme Court because it's 50-50. I just don't think it's going to pass. 50-50 chance that it passes. Not the 6-3. I'm not doing math on here. I don't know what the chances are. I don't think they're going to do it because the First Amendment is so freaking cut and dry, and that it is against the First Amendment. I don't think it has to be something that's so. It has to be something that's so nuanced that the Supreme Court would take the nuance part of it and go, that's why we did what we did. And I don't think anything that attacks the First Amendment is nuance. It is attack against the First Amendment. You're telling your whole state what they can and can't do, and it can blow up in their face. Because it's like, one of the arguments you could always say, if you're telling us which website we can go to, what's next? What newspaper we can read? What television show we can look at? What radio station can we listen to? How far are you willing to take this?
And this isn't even the type of battle we should be having. This is really what makes me sick about, well, both parties, but in this case, the Republican Party. You have poverty, homelessness, food deserts, substance abuse issues. This is what you're passing. This is what you have to do with your time.
So, yeah. And the guy said it blatantly true that was talking in front of the committee. A company in America on American servers, ran by Americans, is taking their information. None of this is getting to China. And the funny thing about it is, okay, some of y'all people kill me with they're in my business and they're always trying to find out stuff about you. That's how they get the blah 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 and all this other stuff and everything else. I hate to tell y'all that we ain't that damn important. Not to them. Family and friends, yes, we are that important to them. The government? What they got to know? All that they need to know is, okay, because Facebook, what was the last thing you was looking at? Okay, now we need to advertise to you about that. That's as far as your importance go. What can we advertise to you on?
What do they want to do? Go back to 1962 where we didn't have social? It's like, what they want to do? Just drop all your social medias, drop your email, drop your... If you have a social security number, guarantee you're being tracked. Guarantee. Hey, Theus.
But save the key. Whatever you want to use. Whatever you want to use is the same stuff. Hey, everybody. Hey, Theus. This was to distract us from DeSantis' latest removal of
That's the
rights. I know. I tried. He banned colleges from offering diversity courses. The vast majority of college students are 18 plus adults. Vast majority of them.
And he gets away with it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Google, Amazon, and Meta knows everything. That's what I was just saying. Your importance is up to what can we advertise to you to get more money from you. That's your importance to these mega companies and to the government. And don't even sit there and that's how they find you. No, they can find you by your phone. You know, you walk around with it all day. That's exactly how they find you. But you just keep on feeling like you the most important thing since sliced bread if it makes you feel better.
This is just distraction here. We're not doing anything. So let's pass this useless, stupid law that'll get challenged for years and years and years so we can tell people we're protecting them. Blah, blah, the children.
Pretty much. Well, that was our first half hour. So we have plenty of time to probably knock out all the Am I the A-holes and a bunch of other stories. So we're going to go ahead and take an early break. Anna says that she's coming on in a few minutes. So we may have Anna coming in here. So we will see y'all in 3 minutes. So I don't even know how to tell you to reboot and refresh because we only been over 30 minutes. So Go get your glass of water. We'll see you all in 3 minutes with Am I the A-Hole and Foxy's videos of the week. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. I always daydreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, higher to above you. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally.
We are back. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/a better Tracy media page. Help support Tracy in all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/complex mind. Help support Thea's in all of his endeavors. Please do not forget to go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/radical truth to power. Exactly the way it's spelled, capital R, capital T, capital T, capital P. Help support me and all of my endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Har's website, borrelia.etc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should, especially this month. And as always, you can drop me a line or Mafia video of the week candidate at radtp@outlook.com. That's radtp@outlook.com. Now, I looked up the story of what Tracy was talking about with Tucker
I think I got
Carlson.
the name wrong.
It was Anna. Oh,
Ashley
Anna,
something.
yeah. Tucker had nothing to do with their breakup.
Yeah.
Not directly.
Not directly, but.
Not directly had something to do with it. But.
I wasn't lying.
No. But indirectly he has something to do with it. And believe me, y'all timestamped this. And it wasn't Tucker's fault. Let's just say that Rupert Murdoch was engaged and he broke off his engagement because the female we're talking about was getting more and more evangelistic, I guess you could say.
Yeah, she had to hide for Tucker.
She had to, yeah, basically. That, wait a minute, I want to get this quote absolutely clear. Apparently, her outspoken evangelistic views extended towards Carlson, Fox News, and most popular host, source said Vanity Fair. She said Tucker Carlson is a messenger from God, and he said nope and left. So, yeah. So, yeah, Rupert. Yeah, I'm not
He's
gonna
an
marry
insecure little man.
Or he could have been absolutely correct. Hey, I'm not gonna marry this woman because you more hot on Tucker than you are me.
He's what, 80, 90
91.
years old? Yeah.
91.
Oh, like a woman that age wants a man his age. Come on.
Well, she's 66, so it ain't that. Like,
but she's not old. She's older than us, but she's not old.
So
I was right.
No misinformation will be used on this show. Tucker Carlson did not have an affair or try to.
No, I didn't say that.
But Tucker indirectly did break up the engagement. It wasn't the marriage. The engagement.
Yeah, Jerry Hall
2 weeks.
Jerry Hall's the one he divorced over email.
Over email, yeah. So 2 weeks though? Yeah, okay. Anna will be there soon. Okay. And hello, Mother Heart. Tell Anna to try to listen into it, but I'm pretty sure we'll have to explain it to her. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Am I the A-hole? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give the. Oh well, never mind.
I heard a beep.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. I'm so sorry I'm late.
Nope.
Nice shirt, Marlon.
Thank you very much. Emailed me to find out where you can get it. So now that Anna is on here and we have plenty of time, I'm going to just go ahead and play the videos. Anna, I do have one video that I really would like to have your take on.
Okay.
Only for the, you know what, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and play it. Get that out of the way. I really want your take on it because I want to, as always, I want to see if my mind frame is going in the right direction.
Okay.
So let's go ahead with the first video, My Two Dads.
I'm a 25-year-old man, and I have two parents. My birth dad, John, who's 48, and my other dad, Dwayne, who's 45. I call my birth dad Dad, and my other dad Pops. My birth dad was married to my mom for a few years, then she left my dad, and yeah. They ended up divorcing, and now she's somewhere in California. I don't know where or what she's doing. I haven't talked to her in ages. So Dad and Pops I'm super close with. They're the best parents that any child could ask for. I love both of them, and they've always been with me. My dad introduced me to Pops when I was a little boy, and they told me they were in a relationship. So seeing the fact that my dad loves someone and has a life partner made me super happy. Pops and Dad got married, and we've been living an amazing life. I'm probably more close to Pops than my own dad, haha. Due to the fact that Pops is really cool and he's laid back. I love both of them equally, and they love me as well, and I'm blessed to have them as parents. For a few months, I've been dating this girl Bella who's my age. I thought she's pretty cute and I liked her, so we kicked it, and she recently told me, my parents want to meet your parents and want to come over for dinner. And I said, sure, I'll tell my family. So yesterday was Friday night. Bella comes in. Pops greets her and says, come on in, sweetheart, dinner's ready. She says, you must be OP's dad. So good to meet you. And she shakes his hand. Then she sees my dad come out of the kitchen. Bella says, who's he? I said, oh, that's my dad. She said, I thought he's your dad, referring to Pops. I said, yeah, that's my Pops and that's my dad. She pulls me to the side and says, I didn't know your parents are gay. Oh my God, why didn't you tell me? I genuinely didn't know why, that it would be an issue or something. You know, because you're dating me, not my parents, so it shouldn't matter. But I guess it's a concern for her. Her parents came to the door after they parked their car, and Bella told her parents, let's leave, and they left. I told my parents I'm sorry, and they said, son, don't worry, this is nothing new. And then we all sat down, enjoyed dinner, and went to sleep. So, am I the bad guy for not telling?
Okay. And I don't want to use the word a-hole or even bad guy. I don't think that was any of those things. However, having said that, yeah, I think you should have told them that you have two dads. The reason I say this is because society dragging across the ground screaming is trying to get it to a better place. It's getting there.
Some of us.
Yeah. Well, that's the screaming and the scratching part that I was talking about. It ain't, when I say we get into a better place, best believe it ain't smooth sailing. It's digging your nails into the ground and breaking off your fingernail because you refuse to move into a future that's more unified, more diverse. But anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. My point is that you should have told, I don't even think you said his girlfriend, it was just a girl that he was dating.
A girlfriend, yeah.
It was a girlfriend, okay. I think you should have told the girlfriend that you have two dads.
Yes.
I feel there's a second part of this that apparently maybe he'll get into. I haven't seen it, so trust me, it's not one of those it gets worse things. Don't worry, because I don't have it. But I do feel there should be a second part of it because we don't know what the dynamic of why the girlfriend pulled the parents away. We don't know if the dynamic could be that the girlfriend pulled the parents away because she was uncomfortable about the whole situation. We don't know if she pulled the parents away because she know how her parents are.
That was my thought.
Yeah, this ain't gonna go good. So let's just go ahead and squash this now. So I feel like I'm gonna keep an eye on if something else comes around to this. It should, but I don't control the universe, so I can't make somebody write an update on their life. But I'm not gonna use a-hole and all that other stuff. I'm just gonna say yes, you should have told your girlfriend up front that you have.
You're young and you're learning. Once again, as we said, what's normal for me is completely strange for somebody else. His normal was two dads. When everybody talked about parents, it was very normal for him to be thinking of his two dads. But yes, he should have prepared her. It should not have been a surprise. Because, yeah, what if the parents were, let's say, super religious? And she didn't get any kind of chance to even begin to wrap her head around that situation. She was not given all the information she needed. But like you said, I cannot call him, I can't even call him at fault. He's young and learning.
Yeah.
So, but yes, that situation, that's very common.
All right. Tracy?
Not much to say.
All right, let's see what everybody else is saying out there. They said it wasn't wrong. A social case can be made to volunteer it, but those are his parents. Should someone volunteer their mom is an alcoholic? No, and I'm gonna tell you what the difference between the two is, because one is visible a lot more than the other.
I don't know, at dinner where drinks could be flowing, that might be information that's needed to get through that evening.
Yeah. And it depends on the situation too, because I had a story. It wasn't. I don't think it was good enough for this show, but it basically was a story of the bride and groom was, well, the fiancés were putting together the wedding, and the groom to be was adamant on not having alcohol at the wedding. Period. Nope, not a zero, nothing. Not at the wedding, not at the reception, not at the after party, nothing. And it took a bunch of digging to come to find out
controlling that
has been sober for over 20 plus years, and he did not want to tip her at the party. So it was a big brouhaha about that reasoning. But listen to what I'm saying though when I say between an alcoholic and a gay couple. When it comes to alcoholism, something has to happen for you to find out that the person, mom, dad, whoever, uncle, aunt, whatever, is an alcoholic. Your gay dads, you're gonna see, like, that's instant. That's an instant thing. You walk through the door, you see two guys. They say they married. Bam.
When you see one guy call another guy honey or babe, yeah,
or kiss.
It's over. Or kiss, yeah.
That's an instantaneous thing. So, in other words, the alcohol thing, there are events that has to happen for you to find out, oh, I wish you would have told me she was an alcoholic. I wouldn't have did that. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
And normal circumstances, there's plenty of time to get there and go, hey, no, don't give her nothing. Don't give him nothing. No, no. But when it comes to gay couple, lesbian couple, you're seeing it right there.
I want to say, though, that the parents, there was some responsibility that it seems like they skirted a bit by. Preparing their son for people who are not at all going to be
okay with this.
They're not going to give them any dignity in their life choice.
They literally said, we're used to it. This is not the first. I don't think they say used to it. This is not the first time.
For them, that's a very different thing when you involve your kid.
Well, you said it yourself, though. The kid is young.
The kid is also, yes. But like I said, the parents, the dads should have done a little more, hey, girlfriend knows that it's two dads, right?
Yeah.
Just some communication that did not happen there that should have.
Well, lesson learned. Good. He found good that he found out early how useless she is. I can understand why, when the situation is normal for him, it wouldn't occur to him to have a talk about it. And Mickey, let me push back on one thing. I'm not willing right now to say anything about the girlfriend yet. We don't know the reason why she did what she did. Like I said, we need an update on this. We don't know, and don't get me wrong, I'm not taking, if it was for the fact that, I feel uncomfortable, so I'm taking my parents and going home, because it could literally be like that. But it literally could just be like, oh crap, I know my parents is gonna start some SH, and whatever they're gonna do is really gonna destroy this relationship that I'm having, that I'm enjoying with this guy, and I need to separate this before it even gets started.
It was just, how did she leave? You know, that I did not pay close attention to. Was there anything?
She grabbed the parents at the door and said, "We gotta go."
Nothing was said to the boy.
No, because we're literally looking at it as that happened that night. Let's just say that night. He's telling us what happened that night.
Okay.
So we don't know if the next day she said something or the day after. I mean, it's a slew of things that could happen. She may call the next day and say, I'm not comfortable with this bye. My parents is not comfortable with this bye. My parents are not comfortable with it, but I don't care because I like you and they're gonna have to get over it. Nothing. Ghosted, silent. It's a slew of things that could happen. So
yeah.
And yeah, Mickey, I get that you're on his side. Consider what you're saying. Your bigotry hates your problems, not mine.
Your bigotries hate
your bigotry is your problem, not mine. The 8 is supposed to be an I.
Yeah.
Okay. Your bigotry is your problem, not mine. Shift this to disability instead. There are people with mental or non-appearance disability. Yeah.
I still need more information.
Yeah. Overall, I do agree with what you're saying, though. Yeah. Again, because we done said this like 50 million times on this show, communication, folks. Open up your mouth. Stop assuming.
What is that lovely little, well, not that we're taught it in kindergarten, but when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
It's very, very true.
This video, which I don't know, I'm finna say the most racist thing that I possibly can on this show. I am.
You?
Yeah. Because I don't know if this happens in the white community or the Hispanic community or the Latino community or any other community. I do know beyond a shadow of a doubt this happens in the Black community. And it is irritating.
I'm a 31-year-old woman. My daughter's 8 years old, and my niece is also 8 years old. They're born just 10 days apart. Due to this, ever since they were little, my sister-in-law, who's 29, has always pushed for them to have a shared birthday party. When the girls were younger, like age 1 to 4, we used to do shared birthday parties. But my husband and I realized that we were always the one to foot the bill for everything. Food, decorations, location, etc. The girls were also complete opposites. My daughter has always been more of a tomboy, while my niece is super girly. When my husband and I told my sister-in-law and my brother that we won't be doing the shared birthdays anymore, they were really upset and started a huge fight. They said that they can't afford to throw a nice birthday for my niece, but we can, so it makes sense that we pay for it since we're family. Yeah, that is not gonna fly with my husband and I. So we stuck by what we said, and ever since then, the girls have had separate birthdays. My daughter and my husband love watching Formula One together, and she wanted to have a Formula One themed birthday this year. This weekend, before the birthday, we had a family dinner at my parents' house. My sister-in-law, my brother, and my niece were present. My parents were asking the girls if they were excited for their upcoming birthdays and if they were having birthday parties this year. My daughter told my parents that she's having a Formula One themed party this year. My sister-in-law answered for my niece and said they're not going to have a party for her because things were tight. The conversation was left there. Fast forward to this past weekend. We had a party and it was going great. The whole family was invited as usual, and everyone was having a great time until the cake. I'm in the kitchen with my mom, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, and a few other family friends talking. I pull the cake out to get it ready and bring out for everyone. My sister-in-law looks at the cake and looks confused. "Is this the girl's birthday cake?" she asks. I say, "What do you mean, the girls? This cake is for my daughter." "Well, I thought that since I mentioned that things are tight this year, that you would include my daughter in the birthday celebration." I understand your situation, but why did you never mention this to me? "Well, I thought it would be common sense." "Now, my daughter isn't going to have any kind of celebration for her birthday this year because you and your husband are so selfish." She then stormed out of the kitchen, made a huge scene at the party outside, yelling to her husband and my niece that it's time to go, and left. Since then, she's been messaging me and my husband nonstop, trying to make us feel guilty that my niece isn't going to have a birthday party and calling us all kinds of names. I feel bad that my niece isn't going to get a birthday party. Am I the bad guy for not including her, even though they can't afford it?
Boy, this happens a lot.
I told you.
It happens a lot.
I can only speak for in my experience in the Black community. This happens so much.
But
in the poor community, it happens. Yeah,
it does.
Across colors. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I never heard of it because I'm like, this definitely happens. But this is sad. I'm like, you can throw your child it doesn't have to be a super expensive theme park. You bake a cake, put it in the oven, put some icing on it, put some candles, have some people over. Nobody's going to remember the food anyway. You're just together. Stop. She doesn't have to include your niece. I would include the niece, but not invite the parents. I don't know if you can do that. Be like, look, you can come, but they gotta stay. They gotta stay away. I don't know how that works or if it could work, but I would try it.
Depends on age, but
how you gonna sit there and show up at the girl's birthday party? Well, my daughter's name's not on the cake. It's not your daughter's birthday. What are you talking about?
Oh, it is. This is true pettiness. This is.
Yeah, that sister-in-law is petty. She petty in a bad way.
And she's not taking responsibility.
Yeah, because like I said, you don't have to throw a super duper expensive birthday party.
Exactly.
You can go to Aldi's and get cake mix for 99 cents, 3 eggs, some ice cream. You're done.
Really?
Marlon shared parties are cultural, is communal, and economic. Odds are super high that this is not a Black family. Just saying. Oh, I'm not even saying that this is a Black family. I'm just telling you from my experience. I have seen this way too many times. But I'm gonna give you an example. Just so this is about the most coincidence that I have ever seen in my life, because I already knew I was putting this on the show.
We got a coinky dink. Okay.
It's a coinkydink, but it's a strong coinkydink though. My daughter, bless her heart, cannot have a small party. It's just not in her DNA. Love her to death. She just can't have it. Either for herself or for her daughter or for my mama, whatever, for her mother. She can't have something small and eloquent. No, it got to be balloons and party bags and cookouts and big wide open area and food galore. Even if it's hamburgers and hot dogs, it's 40 pounds of each and blah, 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 and everything else. Funny thing about it is I can't hate her on it because none of the money is coming out of my pocket. She does it on her own. She just can't do anything small. So we're at a park where this is going on. Party bags, games, all the festivities. Just all out. Music, the whole thing. I walked to the car. I'm walking back to the car from the park to smoke my cigar, and get away from the crowd a little bit. And I walked past a balloon. There was a single, uh, what you call it, bench, a table and bench.
Oh,
It was a single table of benches with one happy birthday balloon floating from it. And there were people around that table with pizza. It was like four of them and a kid or something like that. That was eating pizza and everything else. They're celebrating somebody's birthday. I never could figure out who it was, but I think it was a kid. Be honest with you, I think it was a little kid's birthday.
Yeah, because they had pizza. I mean,
And they were celebrating this little kid's birthday at that one single table. You're full of crap if you figure that every birthday has to be blown out. And the funny thing about it is you think it has to be blown out because none of the money is coming out of your pocket. So, yeah, you full of it. By the way, being the people that I am, a couple of those gift bags that my daughter made up for the kids went to that kid. Happy birthday, kid.
Oh, good for you.
So, yeah, it's real easy to be upset when somebody don't include you in something that you're not going to lose absolutely nothing out of. I know times are tough. I get it. But that's why I'm telling you the story that I'm telling you now. You can still celebrate the birth of somebody without having to go all out.
Or in debt.
Right. Or make somebody else go in debt for
but
you.
She showed up at the sister-in-law showed up at the park. Where's my daughter's name? Girl, if you don't sit yourself down.
The other thing that I know that you're full of crap, because I hate this. I had to teach my children to not do this. This is one of my pet peeves in life. Do not hint to me. If you ever want to see me get you cussed out by me, don't hint something to me. And then when you don't get it, you upset. I will totally lose it. Like I would on this woman. Well, obviously, if I told you that I'm broke, that means nothing. I don't give a rat's. That could have meant you couldn't pay your light bill. That means you couldn't pay for food. There ain't no damn hint to tell me that I need to pay for you and your child's birthday party. Number 3, and the most final thing that I'm going to say, and then we're going to move on. Number 3, I got to take care of my child. I've been doing this for 4 years.
What you don't want to do is like put it in their face, like ha 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 ha, we threw a bad party. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that because that's trifling. Don't do that. Do not do that.
Nothing should be done to make the other child feel at all uncomfortable.
Right. And you are.
And the mother is doing everything to make her child uncomfortable.
Because you're literally sitting there telling you're telling your child without flat out telling your child. Let me rephrase it, because you may actually did tell your child exactly this. You had a bad birthday party because of your aunt.
No, she didn't have any birthday party.
Right. You're right. You're right. You didn't have any birthday party because of your aunt. It's your aunt's fault. And that child's gonna grow up and realize, I'm not my aunt's child. It wasn't her responsibility to throw a party for me. That was your responsibility.
Is it really a responsibility for a parent to throw a child?
No, it is what you decided you're gonna have one. If you decided you're gonna have a party,
I literally had one birthday party. Like from 0 to 18, I think I had one birthday party total.
Did you like or want birthday parties?
Yeah.
No, my birthdays never go good. My birthday is just like always something like, okay, what's gonna happen this year? What's gonna happen this year? Really, 9. Then once I hit my like 35, that's when I start throwing them for myself.
I just celebrate myself. I do what I want to do on my birthday. And I always say the same thing. I did it last year. I think I did it last year. I don't think I did it this year. But I think I did it last year when I said, I'm going to be a such and such, do a such and such. You're happy to join. So if you come, cool. If you don't come, cool. Now, funny thing about it, every damn body in their mama came. So I wasn't prepared for that. But still, oh, and by the way, they tried to be funny about it because that's what I was turning 50. Yeah, it was last year because that was the year I turned 50. So everybody showed up in a gray-haired wig and a cane, and they're all like,
See, that's not funny. See
That's
that?
not
See,
funny.
as a person that has gray hair, let me tell y'all something. Do that to me. I'm gonna hurt your feelings so bad. I'm gonna.
oh God, I missed the whole joke. I'm so sorry. I was so out of it. I missed the whole joke. And then when I finally realized, I went, oh, y'all trying to be funny. And by the way, to the family, which is thought that was so funny to do. Guess who? My brother-in-law's 50th birthday is next month. Let's go ahead and keep the ha-has going.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Wait, don't do it.
Because what if the person is naturally gray?
Be
like me? Oh,
You're not naturally gray. I'm naturally gray.
I've had gray hair since elementary school.
okay. Having a couple of this.
No, it was a couple. No.
Yeah, thank you, Anna. There's a huge difference between
Yeah.
If your brother-in-law has more gray hair than you, don't do that. Don't.
No.
LOL, they're looking at a woman didn't show up at your party with a tub of cake icing, and as soon as no one was in the kitchen, the woman didn't add her.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I could see that happening.
I could see her doing that too.
I apologize for people that listening because I got to remember that people are listening and not watching. LOL, they're lucky the woman didn't show up at their party with a tub of icing. And as soon as no one was in the kitchen, the woman didn't add her daughter's name to the party. That's a fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's a literal fight. That's a literal
it.
fight.
You, me, outside now.
Yeah.
But don't do that because then you can't teach your children not to fight if you got their fight.
This ain't no teaching moment.
No, you, me, outside now.
I'm not in no mood for teaching. I celebrate for the entire birth month, and I'm a part of Mother Heart.
Mm-hmm.
I have a story where somebody's just discovered my birthday month and they lost their mind. What the living hell is a birthday month? Who celebrates their birthday the whole month?
I don't do it because January is cold, and I'm not trying to do something from January 1st to the 31st.
I don't know. We do family birthday parties, kids having right. Because the funny thing about it is you're doing what the kids want to do. This is surprising. This may surprise somebody, so pay real close attention to what I'm finna say. Some kids don't want no effing party.
Sure don't.
They just don't. Some kids want to go out and eat at their favorite restaurant. Some people like to go to their favorite, I'm going to say arcade, but there's still some go-kart places, and they like to go and do things like that, or their favorite amusement park, or things like that. Or, hey, as silly as it is, can you buy me my favorite video game and leave me alone for the next 8 hours? And I could just see, there are
Her birthday.
There are so many things that kids want, and you're trying to do for the kids. You're trying to sit here and say you're doing it for the kids' experience. They ain't gonna remember because I don't remember. I'm 51 years old. I don't remember my 8th and 9th. Not really. I don't remember any of my
I
birthday
can
parties.
remember my ninth
I do.
birthday like it
I
was
don't.
yesterday. I can tell you what happened. I can tell you what I had. I can tell you what I was dressed.
Really?
I can
Oh.
tell you what happened.
Hey, I
Yeah.
forgot to start at 9. LOL. I got it mixed up all the time. I know.
Hey,
I know you
Parker.
meant 8 o'clock.
Hey, baby boy
But the,
mafia.
the deal, hey Parker, the deal is if you're new to the show and you're listening, I used to have this show at 9 o'clock. Then I discovered people got to go to work tomorrow.
Mm.
So we need to start a little bit earlier. Plus, now
We can talk.
that's being nice. Let's go analytical. Analytical 9 o'clock on a Sunday wasn't working. There was very few
Mm.
people that
Nope,
was
because that
watching.
was football night in America, and I wasn't having it.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's move on. Wait a minute. I said I was going to take a pause.
Oh no, not wait. There's more.
No,
I
no.
I do. I love birthday celebrations for however long you feel you want to celebrate yourself.
Yep. And for
Yep.
my half a century, dang it, them years go by fast. It's like, oh,
Yeah. Anyway,
Hmm.
next story. I'm going to explain to you what stolen valor is. So some people may not know what stolen valor is.
Hmm.
Stolen valor is people who haven't been in the military, but they portray to civilians that they have been in the military. And even at worst, they pretend like that I was in this war or I fought for this special forces, regardless of what it is, the SEALs, the paratroopers, whatever. I have this medal of honor. That is stolen valor.
Did George Santos say that he was in like SEAL 6, Team
No,
6 or something?
the closest he got to being a hero, so to speak, was that he was there during 9/11.
no, his mother died in one of
Oh,
the
his mother
towers.
died in 9/11.
No, that there was a politician that ran for office. He was a Republican, and they found out he said he served in the Iraq or Afghan, whichever one, and
Okay.
found out he wasn't even on kitchen duty. He got rejected from the
Oh yeah,
military.
I'm sorry. That's another thing. Not only for the people who was in the that wasn't never in the military, but people who was in the military will also use stolen valor too. You could be working in the motor pool, which is a mechanic. However, because you fixed the Jeep that the SEAL Team 6 used, now you're a SEAL. You work near the SEALs and everything. That's stolen valor. I am so determined to use value, and that's not the freaking word, Marlon. Valor.
My nan, my mother's mother, she I hear Lorraine laughing. She she told everybody that she was a nurse in World War II. She did serve in World War II. She was in the Women's Auxiliary Royal Air Force. But she cooked. She actually was a part of an incredible movement because in World War I, they found out that they lost so many people to malnutrition that they really needed to step up their game. So England went around, or the UK went around and tried to grab all their best cooks. My nan happened to be one of them. She could look in her fridge, pick out the weirdest little ingredients, and make something delicious and healthy. And so she actually made a huge contribution. But for some reason, saying that I cooked in the war, it wasn't the
It
same.
will not hit the same way. And I'm gonna tell you why, Anna. Because
How was they gonna be?
you would have to explain that story that way.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Because all
doesn't
they're gonna
make
hear
any
is cook. They don't understand that the importance of the
like they're
cooking.
supposed to fight wars on an empty stomach. Okay, just go out there. We don't care. What?
Well, it wasn't for the fact that they wasn't eating. wasn't for the fact. It was the fact that
They wasn't
it
eating
wasn't
properly.
nutritious.
Right.
But even if it
You
was
could be-
nutritious, so she's good. And
You could get full off rice.
but we
That don't
need to
mean that you
stop.
don't.
Yeah, but we need to stop doing that. Think about how many people lie, even outside the military, lie about their careers.
Yes.
Like, stop it. Be proud of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it's
Sorry.
answering the phones, cleaning somebody's house, be proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this is the next Am I the A-hole? Am I the A-hole for accusing somebody of stolen valor?
I'm a 34-year-old man, and I served as a captain in the Marine Corps. I've left the service, and right now I'm doing an MBA. One of my classmates, a 31-year-old woman, who we'll call Jay, is very gentle, very soft-spoken, and unassuming. Jay and I were working together on a case study once, and I started opening up to her about my military service and all the lessons that I learned from the Corps. Jay enthusiastically told me, "That's so cool. I was a surface warfare officer in the Navy." I immediately felt suspicious about this claim. As I said, Jay is very demure, and she doesn't really have the bravado that's required in the military environment. At least, I feel like a certain amount of bravado is required. I still humored her and began asking about the details of her military experience, where she deployed, what courses she went through, what ship she served on, etc. Suddenly, Jay got all tight-lipped and she couldn't say anything specific about military life. She kept making excuses along the lines of, "It just wasn't a good period of my life, and I'd rather not talk about it." Eventually, I felt like I'd done enough snooping around, and I bluntly told her that she was BSing, and I'd rather not work with a phony. I talked about this experience with my friend, M, at our school's veterans organization. I told M to be wary of anything that Jay says. M responded by telling me that Jay did serve. He's even seen her paperwork and ID and everything, and that, in fact, one of her MBA recommendation letters was written by a retired Rear Admiral who held Jay in high regard. Whoops. And OP points out that the Rear Admiral is O-8, if that means anything to you, because it doesn't mean anything to me. Oh! 08 is up there! Wow, that is up there! According to Google, O-8 is like the third highest ranking in the Navy, and there's only like 300 of them on planet Earth. So, yeah, that seems like a pretty big deal actually. Anyways, back to the story. The next time I met Jay, before our class started, I tried to act chummy towards her and make up for accusing her of being a liar. She laughed in my face and told me to pound sand, Poolie. And for those of you who don't know, yes, she was being derisive here. Am I the bad guy?
Yes.
What does that last one mean?
Poly means rookie. It means you the first person, you just boot camp, you just got there. That was her.
Okay.
Okay, so let me explain a couple of things before we even get started. So, because the Rear Admiral thing may still be over some people's heads, so I'm going to put it in a perspective that everybody, I'm assuming, really does know. Being a Rear Admiral, 08, is the equivalent of being a one-star general.
Yeah.
You up there. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me put it in another perspective, you arrogant SOB. You are a captain in the Marines. You are third from the bottom. There is second lieutenant, first lieutenant, captain. Don't blow your horn, buddy.
There's no sergeant?
No,
Army.
that's non oh my God, I'm gonna be like an idiot.
I'm sorry.
There are officers and they're non-commissioned officers.
Oh.
Private, I mean, for me it'll be airman basic, airman first class, tech sergeant, staff sergeant, tech sergeant, blah 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 blah.
Sorry, I'm one generation off a military family, so
that's all right. That's okay. So if you was an officer, which means you go to college and you decide to go into the military, you go to officer school. If you go to military school, you would go into the military as an officer.
Okay, so like West Point, sort
Yeah,
of thing.
West Point and everything else.
Okay.
And you would be second lieutenant, first lieutenant, captain, i.e., it doesn't take a lot to go to get to captain.
Okay.
It just doesn't. It basically is the equivalent of, hey, are you staying in the military and doing your job and keep it clean? You'll be a captain. It doesn't take much.
That way they let Hawkeye be a captain?
Who?
MASH.
Oh, that's MASH.
Good
Oh,
Lord.
gosh.
I'm about to say somebody's gonna come up and go, but Captain America. Shut up. We're not talking to you.
I was actually talking about.
But anyway, dude, everything that you said was being misogynistic. You assume being in the military means that you have to have a certain type of bravado, certain type of hair on your chest, I guess is what you're trying to put at that. She didn't give off that oomph. She didn't talk to you in a deep baritone and yell words and slap her desk when she was talking to you all the time. That's not how this
it's
works.
Not true.
I have met some. The highest ranking that I met was a chief sergeant. Which, if anybody wants to know how high a chief sergeant is, they talk to Washington on behalf of the Air Force. That's how it is. If this dude ever got mad, I'd be shocked out of my damn mind because he was the coolest dude I ever talked to. He never raised his voice, and he still got what he wanted because he was the one that literally taught me. God, I can't remember his name because I would give him all the credit in the world. He was the first person that taught me, if I'm yelling at you, you are pretty much safe. Because I'm yelling to make sure that not only you hear me, but everybody else around me can hear me so I don't have to repeat myself.
Right.
But when I'm quiet, it's because I've already made up my mind what I'm going to do. So it's no need for me to raise my voice. And I went, like, woo! And he never raised his voice and everything else, which I don't know if that's saying he about to fuck everybody over or he was just a cool dude.
With Mama Lorraine, I know that this is, it does relate. The quieter that she would become, the deeper my brother and I knew we were in doo-doo.
Yeah.
She is not a loud person to begin with. But if she got very, very quiet and close to us, we were in trouble.
It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you go through basic training and everybody, the TI, the technical instructor, the drill sergeant, however you want to put it, that's what they always said. We're yelling and screaming and everything else because Anna, your button is undone. Tracy, your button is undone. Theus, your button is undone. Molly, your button is undone. That's one way of doing things. Or what they do, Anna, what the living hell is your button doing undone at the top? What is wrong with you? You've been here long enough. Get it together. And as you do that, you can see all the platoon going. Because they say, I don't have time to go from person to person to person to person.
Okay.
To say that, I yell it so everybody else, and my TI was so cool because he said that go at the end because he has to be the bravado type of person. But at the end, he used to say, and don't think I didn't know that y'all was doing exactly what I was telling one person to do. I can see all of you straighten your hat. I can see all of you straighten your hat. But anyway, I'm getting on a tangent of anything else. Dude, you are a hoe. It is what it is. You're misogynistic. You already have in your mind what military is and how they supposed to act. This woman didn't want to act like that. Also, another thing why she may be quiet is because she don't want to be interrogated by somebody that she's supposed to be doing a joint project on. You asking 50,000 questions about her military, and her military years are over. But you know, where was you stationed? What ship was you on? What did you learn? What was your training? Who was you under? But whoa, bro.
Why do you think it was up to you to question her?
Because he's a man and she's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And he could have at least, when he saw her and realized, oops, I was wrong. You didn't think, gee, I'm sorry. Thank you, Mickey.
Thank you. You didn't apologize, Mickey.
You didn't even start with an apology like I was an idiot. I was a male chauvinistic pig. You didn't even, no. Yeah, she was real nice to you.
Mickey is saying you didn't apologize. That's pretty serious accusation, and you thought kidding was the way to go. You need to start with a heartfelt apology. Stolen valor. Knew I was gonna mess it up eventually. Stolen valor is not a joke. It is not. Both doing it and both accusing of it. Because the funny thing about it, if you are stealing somebody's valor, you're literally stealing somebody's valor. Somebody who's going in there and did the stuff that you're claiming that you're doing is pretty a pissed off thing. At the same time, accusing somebody who did go in there and do the grunt work and then tell them you ain't do nothing. That's effed up. That's really effed up. I don't think he needs to keep pressing on over and over and go to a manager and look into it that much. Basically, the pettiness came back to bite him pretty much. And Parker, that one part right there, and go over to the manager. So not only did you call her a liar and she's stealing valor, did you make sure that you were spreading the word?
Mm-hmm.
That she was
be careful where she lies.
Whatever she says, don't listen to man. You know what?
Oh, I missed that.
He tried too hard to prove a point. It turned out he wasn't even correct in the first place. Correct.
If you truly question it, have the balls to say something right to her face.
He couldn't do that.
No.
Well, he already did. You said you're a liar.
Yeah, at the end, eventually.
No, I'm saying if you are questioning what somebody is saying, say that something's not feeling right here for me. Can you fill in some blanks? Can you?
But remember, he said that she was also saying, "I don't want to talk about it," and he was saying she was being evasive.
And that's my thing. And I get what you're saying.
And it's her right to be evasive. Maybe she has PSTD. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Exactly.
My deal is you shouldn't have questioned it to begin with.
No, what she should have did when he came back with that butt crack apology, she should have questioned all his military experience. I don't believe you served in the Marines. Nope, I don't. Don't believe it.
No, you think you have to have a stupid attitude?
All right, last am I the a-hole?
Yeah, dude, you were.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. In case anybody is confused, you are the a-hole, dude. You are. All in favor, say aye.
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 Next video.
My sister, cousin, and a couple friends came over last night after work. My sister brought a friend of hers that I'd only met a few times and that I'd never had an issue with. At one point I went to the bathroom and the ladies were in the living room calmly enjoying wine. When I came out, my sister's friend was in the kitchen arguing with my son. I asked her what she was doing. She said that my son went to the kitchen to get food and she told him to wait until I came out of the bathroom to ask me for permission. I stared at her for a second and then said, "Who the F are you? You don't live here. He does. Who are you to tell him that he can't go into his own kitchen?" She looked surprised and said that she was trying to be helpful. I repeated my question of why she thought that it was okay to tell someone they can't use their own kitchen when she's a guest in someone else's house. She dodged the question and then brought up that she's a teacher, which isn't even relevant, and sometimes kids try to get around the rules. I asked her what that has to do with anything. I then asked, who even gave you permission to go into my kitchen? She said that she followed my son in. I said, so you think my son needs permission to go into his own kitchen, but you can go wherever you like in my house without invitation? So you have more rights here than he does? She said that she didn't feel welcome anymore and was leaving. She went back to the living room, grabbed her bag, and walked out. My sister asked what happened, and I explained that she had a disagreement with my son. My cousin and some of the other ladies said they thought that it was strange that she followed him into the kitchen and had been wondering why she did that, and thought that her motive was weird as hell. My sister and a couple of other ladies said that her behavior was perfectly normal, and I was unnecessarily hostile to her. My cousin said, but why would you confront a child you don't know instead of saying something to the aunt who's right here? That's so weird. Everyone but my sister acknowledged that that part was weird, and we all moved on. Later, my sister confronted me privately and said that she was upset that I chased off her friend. She said that she really likes this woman, and that I was way over the top in the way that I spoke to her. I can be a little extra when it comes to defending my kids, so was I the bad guy?
You're following a child who girl, bye.
I'm gonna let everybody else talk because I got a rant coming. So go ahead.
This isn't true or not, right? Oh, okay. No, she followed the child into the kitchen for what? The aunt is right there. Now, if the story had been the aunt followed the child, okay, that's her nephew. I could see it. But the child still lives there. The aunt doesn't, and the teacher stalker lady doesn't either. What? She wouldn't have had to get her. I'd be like, look, you see that door? What you do? You get your stuff and you walk out that door and don't let the door hit you, where the good Lord split you. No, you cannot follow my child in a house that is my child's. You don't live here. That child lives here. You had no right to question my child. Oh no, I'm not even a parent. I'm like, oh no, no, no.
Number one, sister, why are you so... I want this person as a friend when you see how they behave in somebody else's house? The second thing that I thought of was, oh, so you have to bring up your teacher. Do you boss around everyone's kids like this? I would not feel comfortable leaving one of my family members in her care as a teacher. You do not go and follow somebody that you do not know as a guest in their home. You have crossed every boundary, you wrong. You so wrong.
All right, let me handle some questions real quick before I give my quiet observation of this story.
Observation.
How old is the son? That teacher may have been one of those child sexual predators. I don't think she is. But my opinion, I don't think she is. I think she's a damn control freak.
I'm hoping so.
It's a kid, and I'm going to control people in whatever scenario. The sister is suck it up. I totally agree. You may need to look at your sister and realize that this may be the only friend that she may have, or a close friend, or whatever. The only scenario I could understand this is if the kid was trying to get into something in the kitchen that she was supposed to get into, like a big cake or something like that. Parker, I'm going to come to that in a second. But yeah, that doesn't seem like this was a scenario for the particular story. Okay.
Does he think she was going in for some wine that they were all having?
No.
And if she saw the child going for wine, she should have said, "Hey, aunt, your nephew out here wilding out. What you want to do? What you want to do is like come get your nephew."
Okay, so here is my observation. Okay. Quiet observation. You all know how I feel about my children.
Yes.
They are my heart, they are my soul, and the only person that's above them is my wife. Don't you ever think that you're gonna fucking come into my damn house and raise your voice to any of my kids. Even if they was doing something wrong, what the hell was you going to do? Punish them? That's my job, not yours. Even if they was eating something that they had no business eating, it was my food that I paid for, that my wife paid for, not yours. And you think that you can come into my house that me and my wife pay mortgage for, into a kitchen that me and my wife designed, and go into a refrigerator that me and my wife put food in, to tell my child that me and my wife is raising what they can eat? My wife has said one thing for many of years. If there's ever a place that you ever supposed to be safe is in your household, period. Full stop. There is always supposed to be the one place that you always supposed to be safe is in your house. And you flat out just told my child that he not even safe in his own house. You are very lucky that all she did was yell. Because if it was me, I would have thrown the shit out, all your shit out on the porch and ask you to follow it before I throw you out on the porch. Don't you ever raise your voice to my children.
Mama Lorraine says, right on, Marlon.
And that was my observation
of
the events of this video.
Yeah, she can go with that. It takes a village crap all she wants, because she got told.
You ain't in the village. You ain't in this village. There was 2 village members that was above
his
you.
aunt right there. Like,
there was 2 village members that was above you. The mama and the aunt. And by the way, I'm being really nice. I know I'm yelling and screaming and everything else. I'm being nice because the second thing that's coming out of my mouth is, why the fuck is you walking around in my damn house?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Stay in one room. You don't walk around.
You got one room. This is your room. You got a second room, and the second room is the bathroom. And then what do you do after
if I say you can use it?
You go back to the first room.
Yeah, you got 2 rooms. The bathroom and any other room I tell you can go in. Thank you. Thank you, Marlon. You preaching that. Thank you. Thank you.
Boy,
Can't
you
do
ain't
it.
lied.
Won't do
You
it.
ain't lied.
Oh, no.
Somebody's listening. LL said, "This is why I can't have roommates." Ooh.
Ooh, that's the truth. That's the whole truth. Nothing but the truth.
Foxy is downstairs. She talking about, I can hear you from downstairs. Hey, look, I'm passionate about this show because I finally found my niche
But you
in
know
life.
what? Yeah, but
My huge passion, don't F with my children, don't F with my wife.
here's another way to see it. Another way. As a person that volunteered with children and it drove me crazy. Sometimes children do things wrong and need to be corrected.
Not by you.
See, that's where I'm going.
Nope. There ain't no see that. Nope. It ain't no see.
No,
Nope.
but Marlon, if your child is in the public, if your child is in school, now we're not talking about physical correction. We're talking about, hey, don't do that, put that down. I'm not talking about physical correction at all, because I think that's you're out of bounds when you do that anyway. I'm talking about, hey, child, sit down, child, stop being loud, be quiet, those type of corrections. That's what I'm
Where there
talking
is a reasonable expectation
Yes, there's
of this
a behavior.
person is
Yeah.
taking care of the children.
Right,
Yes.
right.
And to be honest with you, I wouldn't even use that, to be honest with you. I kind of disagree on it. The only time that I even get involved in somebody else's child is when they're putting themselves in physical danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what if you babysit
Or to other people too.
like
Sorry.
you're in a group of kids and they just acting a plumb near fool.
Not my problem.
The Tracy and me gonna say, hey, y'all need to stop doing that.
Not my
And
problem.
then the second time I'll be going to the parents like, why you letting your child act like that?
Still not my problem. I'm not putting myself in. They're not putting themselves in physical danger, and they're not putting other kids in physical danger. Parents, you just have badass kids, and you wonder why nobody invites them to a party. So yeah, I'm sorry. I still would
And
not.
that
Get
sounds like more of an answer I would say.
That's all. I still would not get involved in it because that's
This
not
is
my
a
thing.
slippery
Because
slope.
the funny thing about it
It
is the
really
reason.
is, because if I'm around some kids, they get too loud. Y'all need to be quiet. I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna just sit there.
I'm not gonna say a
In
word.
public?
If it's a group of loud kids in public, I'm obviously not gonna say anything because they're not in my care. But if I'm around my nieces and nephews and they running around the house, I'm be like, y'all need to sit down and be quiet.
Yeah.
That is a very different.
Oh yeah. Fossey had to drop kick. Fossey had to drop kick her niece and nephews a couple of times. Yeah,
She did not drop kick them.
Have them tell you the story she did. Have them tell you the story.
Oh boy.
Have her tell the story. She threw me out of glass window. No, she didn't. No.
That's assault.
That literally is assault. I mean, they're grown up now. You know how kids are when they're little. Any yelling that you do is she had me in the corner, and
This is why I don't babysit. And you wonder why I don't want children.
Don't worry about it. Because the oldest, who was the mostest, my gosh, he graduated from high school. Lord have mercy on my soul. Woo!
I was the type of girl who could not wait to be a babysitter.
Oh no, I avoided that like the plague. I'm like, get them kids out of my face. No.
I had all the patience in the world, and I was very involved with my charges. I was playing with them. They were going from the moment I walked across that doorway to the moment I put them to bed. And when I got old enough, instead of being a big sister sort of a thing, I became a babysitter. And noticed that, okay, my role is changing. I have some authority because I am the closest thing to an adult here now. So I have to be choosing to be the best example that I can be. And I always felt that I could talk to a kid through nearly anything. So my mother was very big on communication, so I was as well with my charges.
There's that communication word again.
Yep, it keeps coming back. But
sorry,
this mother was all the way off the chain.
But yeah,
the teacher, the stalker teacher.
I do.
I'm a teacher. Okay, I'm finna teach you something.
Yeah, open that door and just walk it out. There's two ways, as I said, I'm gonna get you sucker that you can get out of this situation. You can either get tossed out or you can walk out.
Oh, you can walk out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. And to finish the whole thing, to the sister,
girl.
I have no idea how to explain something to you, so I'll explain it to you as a sister. You didn't do your job. You need to check your friend.
Yeah.
It literally. And I'll be honest with you, because this is the family that I'm in. This is the family that I am. Is that the family that I'm in? We have roles. We have a order that a certain situation occurs. If it gets to the top before it gets to any other people, it's going to be a huge issue.
Why was your friend's comfort more of a priority to you than your nephew?
Yeah, you should have checked that before it even got to me, but it didn't. It got to me.
I'd kick the sister out too. I'm sorry, she'd had to go to look. You follow your friend. We still sisters. Don't get it wrong, because we sisters, but girl, you can walk right behind.
Everybody else in the party was sitting there telling you, why is this damn woman going into her kitchen? Everybody else understood, but
and why didn't they say nothing? Like, you shouldn't go in her kitchen. You
because
don't live
they
there.
was the ones that was minding their own business, like what this teacher should have did.
No, I'm at somebody else's house. I'm like, why are you going in there? You don't live here.
No, because everybody was assuming the sister would have went in there and checked this.
Oh well, yeah.
Everybody else was using common sense. Like, why am I going to get involved?
This is not my house.
The other's right there. She gonna
because as soon as you mess with my nephew, we're gonna have a deep conversation.
My son runs into my room and talking about and I'm sorry. I can see how this conversation is going, which is why I was yelling the way I was yelling. My son just ran into my room and started telling me that somebody is yelling at them. And when I'm gonna ask him who is yelling at you, it's gonna break my heart to go, I don't know. I don't know who this is. Man, are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind?
Yes.
Dude, it's about to be full blast. None of this conversation we're going to have is going to be quiet or cordial or anything else.
The parent did exactly what was needed at the decibel that was needed.
I'm going to cuss you out. I'm going to cuss my kid out later on for eating the big chicken that he knew damn well that I was going to eat later for lunch the next day. But we're going to talk. Me and him is going to talk about that. Not you, lady. You ain't got nothing to do with that conversation.
If you saw the child drinking bleach, okay, maybe.
But the funny thing about it is,
maybe
she still would not have known any of that, because
if she wasn't following the child around.
What they're saying is all she saw was the kid walking into the kitchen and she followed. Like, you didn't know what the danger was. Why are you getting up?
I mean, hey, if you had walked into the kitchen and seen a kid about to chug some bleach, I would be thankful that you were there.
I'd be like, thank you. And why are you sitting there drinking bleach? Stop listening to Donald Trump. Don't drink the bleach.
But you sit there seeing him eat some damn food and talk about
the kid got a cookie.
Your mama. Who is you?
Don't ask around. Get out.
Who are you?
Yeah, I would get the kid. Me and the child would have to talk like, why are you eating this food and I told you not to?
Yes. Take my word for it. The house would be empty when I held that conversation. And the funny thing about it is now I can't even hold the conversation because I have to explain to him that he's in the right and she's in the wrong.
Right.
So now I'm just gonna miss my damn big piece ass chicken because I got to soothe over something else.
You have no lunch tomorrow, Marlon.
I
No
have
lunch.
no lunch tomorrow because now what? Ooh, man!
You just effed up days.
You done messed up my.
And what was it like?
I want her phone number now because you don't ever up my damn lunch. I
I'm
want
with
some
you
money
on
for
this
lunch.
sister though. What's wrong with her that her nephew became secondary to her friend? What's wrong in her mind?
Pretty much
Like,
what that was.
I was like, look.
No.
I call Anna Mama Goose cause the kids follow her everywhere. Wow.
I did. Whenever I was in the neighborhood, there were kids who were not, they were not attended. And they just, I don't know, because I paid attention to them. That's the thing.
That has a slight bearing on it, Mickey, because I just thought of something else. It has a slight bearing on it. She said, the teacher said, you need to go ask your mama permission to eat this food. Under the assumption that the kid did not already ask the mama permission to get
She
the
needs
food.
to stay in her place.
Right.
She needs to stay in her place. You don't know what the kid did beforehand. My son may have came in and said, can I have the big piece of chicken? And I said, yeah, because I'm going to eat the rest of your pizza.
The
We made a
toppings
compromise.
I'm gonna eat
We
the
don't know what the
toppings
hell
off
was
your
going on.
pizza.
I'm just gonna eat the toppings.
I'm going to eat the topping off your pizza. Oh, why does that still sound like a punishment more than anything else? Eat my big piece of chicken. I'm going to eat all the topping off your pizza.
But chicken is disgusting after it's not hot. Especially after you fry it and you got that good crunchy fry on it. Then you gotta sit there, put it in the oven all over
Air
again.
fryer.
I got to mute myself.
Air fryer.
But don't microwave chicken. Don't do that.
No, that's disgusting. The older the kid, the worse it is. Yeah, it's bad. Unless you're really hungry, then I just honestly don't care. But anyway, Foxy's videos of the week. I'm going to eat all the toppings off your pizza. So
that was the start of a horror movie. Ooh.
I want a horror movie titled that. I ate the toppings off your pizza.
And then turned around and ate a bite of each 8 slices of the cake.
I'm going to get a calzone and eat everything that's inside. Just leave you the shell. So, we're a sick group of individuals. This video right here it's a parody. Of course, you would know it's a parody, but it does send a message. It does send a message of what Brother Theus has been saying for a while now. So I don't know if Theus is on here. We got a bunch of people watching. So if you haven't hit that like button, please do so. Appreciate everybody that's showing. But this does show what Brother Theus have been saying for a long time about the Second Amendment. It's fine for you to own guns, but is it really fine
Constitution does not decree the right to keep and bear arms. It says the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
The NRA believes that America's laws should be obeyed, and we will defend the right to bear arms
by any means necessary. We will not be docile for our oppressors.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're with the NRA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a problem?
No.
No, of course not. The NRA thinks that everyone should have guns.
Yes, all my brothers should have guns. And we will not rest until we are roaming the streets heavily armed.
Absolutely. How many brothers do you have?
Our numbers grow daily with every hate crime or case of police brutality.
Good. Why do you want to own guns again?
It's my right.
Right. But the Second Amendment also mentions a well-regulated militia.
Oh, we have a well-regulated militia.
Do you? Where do you live again?
That sounds like a background check.
No.
We would never do anything like that. Background checks are,
an invasion of privacy.
Right.
A right is a right. It doesn't have to be justified.
Correct. That's right. Absolutely.
And it is my right to defend myself against a racist government.
Whoa. All right. The government for sure overreaches and we hate them. But they aren't racist.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
You would if you came from where I come from.
Yeah. Where is that again?
I'm from the land that enslaved my ancestors.
Right. All right. Okay. Let's just show a little bit of control with the gun.
Gun control is not necessary. What we need is gun education. You see, this trigger right here, the slightest pressure from my finger, I can send enough bullets to rip your body in half.
Best not to be too cavalier with this, son. It could kill someone.
Yeah, guns can kill. So can knives. What, you gonna try and take away my knives too?
Yes. What do you need that thing for?
Hunting.
Hunting season is over, man.
That depends on who you hunt.
Who you're hunting?
What's that?
You said who?
Yeah. Is it who you're hunting or what you're hunting?
Who are you hunting?
What did I say?
You said who?
Said who?
Just now?
You definitely said who.
You said who?
From my cold, dead hand.
That's good.
Exactly what I feel. You want gun control laws? Get every black person in the country to get a gun permit.
It's one of those things where it's a parody, it is ha, and it was funny because, dude, I have no idea what you're hunting with those knives. I don't even know what exactly that was about. But the underlying message was America does have this bravado, in my opinion, about gun rights and gun laws and everything else, depending on who's holding the guns. You want to use history? Let's use history. Ronald Reagan, when he was governor of California, went out of his way to make sure that gun control and gun laws was pervertedly used against black citizens.
Not Ronald Reagan.
So the NRA, was that truly started to be a positive for black people? Is that a story? Is that a...
I don't remember ever hearing anything like that.
I know this, every time there's a mass shooting and the person's black, they somehow get quiet. They don't say anything about, oh, well, he had the right to carry the gun. They get real quiet.
It's the same thing.
I do know that.
If it's a black person, you have his picture up less than 24 hours later. You have his background on things that he stole when he was 8 years old. Mental illness never comes up in the conversation whatsoever. It's all natural because this is what we do. Now let's look at the white person. You don't know anything about his background until you go into his Facebook account. You don't get the picture until 1 or 2 days later. Mental illness is always an issue with whether there was absolutely any evidence that they had mental illness. And then we're gonna have to take a look at what he did, even though he has a manifesto. And now we have come to the conclusion that not only are we just not going to do anything about gun control, we're not even going to say anything about the shooting at all. Got that right?
And then what we'll do is if you live in Tennessee and you speak out against it, we're going to kick you out. Because we don't play that. We got to protect the guns.
And LL, you right. Permits ain't always required.
That's
though.
true. They
right.
are.
You right. That's a reference to the AR-15 not being a practical hunting rifle. It depends on the caliber. The NRA is racist. The hardcore Second Amendment folks fight racist legislation. Well, that's a lot in that sentence.
Yeah.
Is the NRA racist? I can't say that one way or the other. I honestly don't. NRA could literally just be another corporate shield that knows that if I get more guns into more people's hands, we make more money, and they can join my little group to still give. Are y'all still giving out pamphlets? I am so shocked that I heard that the other day. Like,
Hey, they just had their convention in my city, so
I'm so sorry, sir.
So sorry about that. But I just want to make it perfectly clear, LL, that I'm not objecting to everything you say. I don't have any substantial proof that they're racist. I just do have substantial proof that they're greedy, they're dangerous, they don't care who the guns get into the hands of. They're making money off of all of them. And that black, white, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, it don't matter.
The story that I heard was that the NRA originally had the intention of teaching Black people how to handle guns, how to protect themselves, because there were slave patrols, there were crazy white people.
Well, and if that's the case, I'll investigate that a little more. I'm not particularly sure.
Okay.
But I have to say this about what you just said.
If
that's the case, it's not it now.
it sure isn't.
That's the point of it.
That is more or less just pretty much what. Remember that the Republicans used to be the one that the Democrats used to be. We ain't worried about that right here and now.
The Democrats started the KKK.
The Democrats started the KKK and everything. We
Yes,
ain't talking
they
about that
did.
right here now. Even if that's absolutely true. It is amazing how y'all really want to make sure that there's certain histories that's preserved.
Dr. King was a Republican.
Y'all really want to make
and
sure
that was in
certain histories that's
1960.
preserved, don't
What?
you?
Learn what a Dixiecrat was.
No, they know people aren't going to look that up. They skirt their history.
I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the few people who might be in between and going, and maybe never heard of that before. So learn what a Dixiecrat was.
Oh yeah. And trust me, don't eat dinner before you look it up either. Making the snub-nosed 38 illegal was racially litigation. Also, ownership based on insurance is racist. Now that I can agree with. The insurance on certain handguns was absolutely racist. The NRA supported these racist policies. And in case you don't understand, there used to be a point where you used to have insurance on certain guns, and they realized that there were certain guns like Uzis that was going more towards the Black community than the white community that had a higher rate than the white community.
Okay, so what LL is saying, that it is without a doubt that the NRA has backed laws that are racist.
just like America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing different. I'm just throwing this out there for people who always want to come back and know there's no proof of. Yeah, there's proof of, because at this point in time, you're just ignoring it.
Look up the laws.
You're just really ignoring it. I had a person, bless his heart, because I told you I was going to put you on blast, and I am. I can't even remember your name because you're just not that damn important to me to know that if you don't like this country, you can leave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they said that.
1960 just called you. They want their slogan back.
Thank
Dude,
you.
come up with something new.
I
And by
told
the
you
way,
the story.
I always had an answer to that statement, by the way. Unless you are Native American, you can do the same thing.
Yeah, except for you know where you're going. I won't because you stole my heritage. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be French. You have no idea where I have no idea where we started off from. Am I going to Africa, or am I going to Colombia? Or am I going to what's the other country? South America,
Caribbean.
the Caribbean. Thank you. I could be going to the Caribbean. I have not a clue. You stole my heritage from me. I have not a clue where I'm going.
Yep.
I mean,
No
technically,
idea.
now I'm being nice because you didn't say go back where you came from. So I'm not saying that's what you said. You just said up and leave. And I would always say, screw you, pay me. But anyway, let's move on to the next video. This is an Anna and Thea situation. And my question. Because you never comment on these videos. When you start commenting on these videos, I'll add you to it. Here's the deal. I understood Thea's thing when it comes to them and they. That you'll understand.
I'm really confused right now.
Yes, buy my ticket. Yeah, that was my point. You want me to leave? Buy my ticket. I'll explain to you what I believe Diaz was saying at the end of this video, because I felt myself the same irritation. Again, this is a parody, but again, it's a real life situation. It's a parody on a real life situation. Okay.
Ooh, she's cute.
Yeah, they are.
They? Is there another one out there?
Not just them.
Wait, how many people are you dating?
One.
She's the one.
They's the one.
Who?
Sarah.
Sarah, she's the one I just saw.
They are, yeah.
They? Are you messing with me right now?
No, but you said she.
Yeah, I know.
They are they.
They? You said it was just one.
They are one person.
Sarah. Her name's Sarah.
Their name is Sarah.
Oh my God, this is like who's on first?
What?
He's on second.
Who?
He's on first.
What?
No, he's on second. Just, never mind. This girl.
Sarah.
Yes, Sarah. She is...
They don't go by he or she because they are non-binary. They don't identify as one gender or the other.
Okay. I get it, sort of. So since they isn't a boy or a girl.
They don't conform to one gender, yeah.
Right. Does they still like boys or does they like girls?
They don't conform to a strict sexual identity either. They are queer.
Oh, so they're gay.
Oh, come on, old man.
What? I'm not judging. I'm just trying to understand it.
And this is what I think the argument that Theas was making and that I was making. If we don't understand, please explain it to us. Don't get mad like we're supposed to automatically know what's going on. We don't. This dude didn't know what they were. So you're off the bat like, oh my God, why you don't know that? We don't. Let me throw you a trigonometry and then get pissed off at you because you don't understand what the numbers were.
You are asking people who have for decades known they them pronouns to be plural. This is not computing with what they were taught about English. Everybody gets that. Yeah, I sought out my trans friends when this pronouns thing became a conversation, and every single one of them, 6, said pronouns they're not an issue. They often refer to themselves with the former pronoun in the former life, and then from the present to their future, they're going to use the pronoun that they have now. And they explain that it shows the journey. And yes, this is a small sampling from a community around Seattle. This ain't the big conversation that media is trying to make it out to be. Now, for those of us who have non-binary family members, it is something that those of us who I can be an English snob, learning they and them to not be a pluralization. It was hard at first. It just took effort. It took me caring about my family members to step a little bit outside of my comfort zone and say, okay, this means so much to you. But I have talked with so many people who they ask me, okay, what's with this pronoun thing? Why I don't understand this transgender thing, and I'll stop them right there. Do you know any transgender people? Do you have a family member going through transition? The answer is always no. So this is a much deeper conversation than anybody is allowing for. And everything that CS and Marlon are saying is yes. And I hope I'm validating you in this. That it's hard. It is really effing hard to change decades of knowing it one way and going, okay, now it means something completely different. Yes, that's what language does. It changes. Sometimes it changes very rapidly.
All I want, and I'm talking to you, everybody, as adults.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you as an adult. You first have to start off with an open mind. Now, at this point in time, I'm not dealing with what else and how come and what and when I was little and blah blah. Hey, I'm old. I ain't got time for this. I'm worried about. I'm trying to reach the people that I'm trying to reach.
Mm.
So you start off with an open mind. You start off with the understanding. All I'm asking for is if I don't understand what you are saying, I'm trying to learn. Do not get pissed off with me when I don't get it off the bat. Anna, you said something
And they shouldn't be.
that was totally incorrect. That was totally incorrect. You said
What
there
is
was a learned process for decades. No, it's a learned process for centuries of she and he. Centuries.
okay?
It was not
Personally, it's
day. It was, and
the
you
English language is thousands of years old, if
thousand.
not. So,
So you want us? I have no problem learning it because I personally, again, always look into every category of, does this really affect me? Does
that,
it really?
that.
Or as Theas was, or looking at the other side of the spectrum, or do I find it icky? Those are the two categories. Does it really affect me, or do I find it icky? I'm on the verge of it really doesn't affect me. So I'm trying to learn because I'm trying to unify the country from my point of view, from my work and everything else. And I come to the realization that I can't unify the country if I decide that there's certain people that I find icky that I don't want to unify with. You're American citizen. I don't want to deal with you. I want to deal with the people who I'm comfortable with. And that's not unification. That's alienation. But now let me go on because I did go on a small tangent. Going to the other side. Please don't get mad at people who do not get it at the beginning. They don't. They're not going to get it from the beginning because it's something that we're just not used to. Everything that we've been through, and I know I made a joke earlier of the scratching and kicking and clawing and screaming and grabbing the cement and tearing your fingernails off, trying to pull you into the future so we can be unified. It's happening. It really is happening. I see the change of this country. I'm just letting you know it's going to be a lot of pain to get there, but it is happening. So please believe when me and Theas or anybody else say, I'm just not getting it. Can you explain to me? Oh my God. Oh Lord, I don't know what?
That is a chance. Somebody is asking you for elaboration, and you're about to give up. You're about to burn an entire bridge because you want to bring people to your side. Be patient. Talk to them. Allow them some room for mistakes. They're going to make them. Because it takes practice. And then you will get what you want. Learn life. Martin, you're
My
muted.
worry is that people feel attacking, they stop wanting to learn, and that's
Exactly.
that is another great statement.
You turn off.
Okay, you the person is going to fall into three categories at that point. 3.
You've been told you're an idiot. You want to continue with them?
Yeah. They fall into 3 categories. Either they're going to feel like when you attack them because they don't know what you know, they're going to feel like you are the representative of everything that they're trying to learn, and they have no desire whatsoever to deal with you again. You or the people. They feel that you are the representative and everything that you do, or everybody's like that.
Yeah, are you a gatekeeper?
Yeah. Or they're going to feel like you're just not the right person they need to talk to, and they may need to go to somebody else, but life happens. When the next time is this situation ever going to occur again?
Right.
So you may lose them. Or they're just going to look at you like a blithering idiot, which a lot of us would probably do if they were smart enough to go, okay, you're just an idiot. Like I've always said that about the queer community, and I still hate saying that word, but I'll get used to it eventually. I always said
You
that
don't
about
like it. Tracy said rainbow.
the rainbow community. I
There
always
you
feel
go.
like that about the rainbow community when somebody sits there and go, they're just an a-hole, they're just bad, they're just disgusting, they're just mean, they're just cruel and everything else, but you can't say anything about it because they're gay. Oh, I can say something about it. You're a gay a-hole. That doesn't mean absolutely nothing to me. If you were straight, guess what? Still an a-hole. You're still
You
mean.
get judged for the thing that you do.
Your actions is what it deemed. Your actions is what's going to be on display. Your actions is what people are going to see. I could care less what you do when you go home. I honestly don't. I hope you don't care what I'm doing when I go home. So, yeah.
I just hope you and Foxy are happy.
Exactly. But, sorry, Anna. Tracy.
And I would
There's
hope Tracy is
nothing for
happy.
You don't
there's
have
nothing
nothing.
for me to say. I mean,
But when I sit there and said it was Anna and Thea's thing, you don't say nothing. But Tracy, you will understand that I do have something for you. This is right up your alley. It's not even going to take long. I'm not even going to take the screen anybody down because it's only 15 seconds. 13 if you count that little TikTok at the end of the doggone video. That's irritating as all get out. Tracy, this is for you. Another Trump imitation.
Tanner, can you do Donald Trump? Go ahead.
that was for me.
That was for you. You don't like Trump and you hate bad kids. You love bad
That
kids.
kid's not bad. He's just imitating who he sees.
Uh-huh. Can we see that again?
I like paying attention to the part that had me laughing was the fact that he really had to get into it to the point where he had to drop whatever it was in his hand. That was funny.
Tanner, can you do Donald Trump? Go ahead.
Now let's get this straight. I don't hate anyone. Hate is a
dislike.
Yes.
Bad children
No,
irritate me.
I back you up on that, Jason.
Hell, said that was on point.
It was. I'm like, the child
Now-
isn't bad. He's just imitating a very bad person.
Now, I'm not even going to sit here and question why is your child holding 2 toothbrushes, but hey, I don't
There
know
wasn't at least one.
Yeah.
That was 2 toothbrushes, but
2 toothbrushes. Oh, okay.
Okay, Anna, get your mama.
I can't believe she just said that right there.
Right down to the size of his hands. Anna, get your mama. Anna, get your mama.
Excuse me.
Oh my goodness. Tracy is struggling to stay awake tonight. Tracy had 2 naps.
I sure did.
Person should be
you,
up by
this
3
musical is wearing me out. I'm like, oh my goodness.
That's why I'm saying L. Mama L chose violence. What was that? Right down to the size of his hands. Oh.
He has no problems in that area. Yuck. Like that's what I want to think about.
I blame myself. I take full responsibility. And the only thing that I can really say I apologize. I was the person. I take full responsibility as the leader of this show of
It's Marlon's
starting how this show is and being open like that and being cruel and being mean and I apologize beyond a shadow of a doubt. So from the bottom of my heart, I apologize by saying
I'm assuming you're legitimate until you.
So.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! I don't know it. I think that's always gonna make me.
I am never taking that video down.
Thank you.
I'm never taking that video down. Ever. When any of you racist individual, bigoted individuals, public that comes on this show and try to say anything about this show, all I'm going to say is I apologize from the bottom of my heart, and I really feel like
I'm assuming you're legitimate
That's all I'm going to say.
Bottom of my heart, from the heart of my bottom.
Could I can I hear that again?
Which sorry, me?
No, I think she's talking about the video. Mama Hart, I tell you what, did you hear the whole video? Anna, can you tell me if she was there to hear the whole video?
I don't know. She's in the other room. No, so she's saying no, she did not. Okay.
Because I love the people that watch this show. Because I'm the seeker of truth and justice. And the American
Are
way.
you a light warrior, Marlon?
I am a light warrior. No, I can't even go that far because that's disgusting. So what the hell she was talking about? Anyway, legitimate equality.
I'm assuming you're legitimate until you come out to me as straight.
What?
I now wish to be referred to as legitimate. Yep, that's happening now. Let's legitimate. Feels so bougie. I'm a member of the legitimate. No. I love it. Legitimate, y'all.
You made my day.
That made my day too.
Oh Lordy.
Yes, and I convened the council. We have decided that we are legitimate, and it is our goal to get Fox News to use it. Ben Shapiro.
I don't care about any of those people.
And who else?
I don't care of any of those people.
I want to hear him say it.
It doesn't fit. But the Tucker Carlson says it.
Oh, okay. So when he does his new podcast.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. For anybody, while we walking out the door, Twitter has a new CEO.
Oh yes, yes.
And she is
No, he has given that position to another.
And I can't remember her name, but her marketing is more of getting more people to watch the product. That is what she's very well known for. And how she does things is totally opposite of Musk. And there is going to be a rift in it. So when people sit here and say Tucker Carlson is going on Twitter, maybe. Because he may be on initially. Let's see how long he lasts on.
He signed the deal, though. They
He
gonna have to
did.
pay.
He did. But we may be going right back to, no, we ain't finna say all that. Bye. This other than having your own website, when you own somebody else's platform, you go by their rules. Elon Musk has dropped his rules and regulations for Twitter, which, if you watch it, was a 400% plus increase in racist, bigoted, misogynistic, homophobic, xenophobic, genophobic.
Right.
400% rise in it. So this CEO, and I can't remember her name. I apologize to her, even though you are a piece of crap, because I know what organization you with, but you are still a piece of crap. But still, you're a piece of crap that knows how to get more viewers on your product. You know, as I always say, you know how to play the game. And the game is not dealing with homophobic, xenophobic, bigotry, and everything else, which we've come to the conclusion that, Tucker, you surely are. So we'll see. This is a game within a game. We'll see how it works.
I think he'll be trying for his own network soon. Or presidency. Who knows?
That's what I said. Everybody said, no, you're not gonna run. I'm like, watch you do it.
I can see Trump, Carlson. I can see them.
Yep, even though he said Trump was the devil, but hey.
Oh, yep. Because he knows that putting him in the vice presidency seat would prop him to be the next Republican choice. I can see him salivating over that.
I don't ever want to see Trump salivate, period. Tracy, tell everybody where they can find you.
On Tuesday, you can watch me count down the Ronald McDonald Land characters on TracyMediaLLC.com at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Anna?
I'm at BoreliaEtc.com right here, spelling. And that's Instagram, YouTube, and just Borrelia, etc. You can find all the links on the website. This is Lyme Awareness Month. The one thing I really want to impress on you tonight is that ticks can carry more than one infection in them. In fact, some of the average is between 6 to 8 infections, depending on where you are. The Northeast, please be very careful. The Midwest, you have your own set of infections. Texas, you have your own set of infections. South Carolina to Florida, you have your own set of infections. I have it all mapped out on my website. You can go and say, where am I? It's the USA only. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to work on more of a worldwide map because this is a worldwide problem. Like I said before, ticks travel on birds. We have found ticks that have infection, that carry infection, on the islands off of Antarctica. Every single continent. Be careful.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and
I'm assuming you're LGBTQ until you...
That is our show for tonight. I thank Tracy Carlson. I thank Anna Hart for coming on to the show. I have no idea what next week's lineup is because it's Memorial Day weekend. Somewhere on Memorial Day weekend, I am going to sit in front of my smoker, smoking whatever it is that I want to smoke, with a cigar in my hand and a beer in the other, and I'm just going to relax. I don't know if that's a Saturday. I don't know if that's a Sunday. I haven't figured it out yet.
Sounds wonderful.
It may be a point where I may make a decision. It may be a point where Foxy slapped me in the back of the head and go sit down somewhere. I don't know which direction we're going, but we'll tune in, Bat fans. We'll find out next week. But until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Legitimate quiet, y'all.
I will assume.
Legitimate quiet, y'all. Legitimate quiet, Tucker.